Yes, I chose the platform, negotiated with the hospital, which we share the same, not the same instances, but the same platform. And, but yeah, we had to basically start from scratch, everyone did training. So our training budget was pretty big, straight out of the board.
Have you done that? The team's done full like standard Adobe development.
Yeah, that C+ kind of class. It doesn't tell you how to do it well, just what Adobe wants you to know. So, here, use a reference that way, they suck, but
The demo is really well.
yeah, the demos are
I didn't hear any Java developer.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, sorry, we have these 5 or 6 developers, and half of them are Java gurus, I would say.
How many are front-end?
3, 4, kind of 4. So 4, we have 2 Java, I'd say, and 4 front-end. And front-end being JavaScript, deep JavaScript capabilities.
How many OSDI bundles do you have? And how much work
Custom?
do you- Custom, yeah.
I would say we only have about 2 built right now. We'll probably end up with a half a dozen. So we have some integrations, we'll do all in bundles with our profiling system, events. Talked about 2 or 3 others recently. We'll have less than a dozen for sure, I think. Custom ones. We're not sure about third parties. We're going out, we're looking around in package share, not that there's much out there, but we may pull some of that, the mapping stuff, YouTube, anything that we need and we grab quickly. Those we would probably do those in a package format, package those and bring them in that way. But the one being told, I'm not developing that.
Has there been any challenge in the bundles?
It's just no. We build in bundles. We build in Maven, just externally. So we use these Java tools, and the way you build Java today is very similar to the way Adobe wants it. So it's not a huge leap for these guys. I haven't heard any pro or con. It's just one of the models of getting stuff in. Just package it up or bundle it up and bring it in. We haven't had any. I just installed a package for an event tomorrow. I haven't had any problem. It's just the straight up packages. I haven't stressed it that much, to be honest.
And that was on a USB.
That's how we're moving sites around right now. We're just packaging things up, putting them in an environment. It works. It works way better than doing this in a database thing where you have to build a database and do code and get it all synced up with configurations. At least in our experience, able to take the whole site, like this alumni site, we just package it up, put it in our training environment so we can show it tomorrow, and it was, our experience has been painless.
So how many sites have you released?
Just one. We have 2 sites. There's 2 more being built, but this is the only one that's released right now. And it's pretty basic. It's about 20 pages. Our migration strategy was very deliberately to go out there, since we didn't know it, to just try it. I got these great developers that know the core technology, but we know nothing about this. So we actually used an integrator to sit with us and actually build this, but it was kind of pure programming. We built some, they built some, they embedded our code. So we learned so much. I wouldn't say necessarily more than training, but we definitely put it to practice and got our hands dirty. And we did that twice with 2 sites. This is the first one I released, but the second one built. And so what we're finding is that every time we do one, we rejigger how we think it should be done. So now that we're building out at scale, we're kind of in our third rev of building in CQ. And we feel like, okay, now we understand the JCR. Now let's organize this so it actually works and is flexible and doesn't tie us into a corner. Setting up our templates and themes and design architectures correctly. So for us, it was get in, try stuff, make all our mistakes on some sites, and hopefully this next rev, it'll be just X amount better. So I think we're very happy with the approach so far, because we feel like we just know so much more now. We also know what we don't know, which is important too.
It's growing pains. With any new system, it's growing pains if you don't know it from start to finish. So that's one of the things, as I mentioned with the alumni site, it being a pilot, and I'm still ongoing with the web author for tiny little things that pop up in the environment. that for whatever reason, it's either a training issue for this person, that they don't remember how to do it, or they're doing something incorrectly, or a very good case was with the photo gallery. We use scaffolding, which is essentially forms. So instead of having them go in and add components, we've given them a scaffold view to enter information in, and they can map to photos. And one of the things that this person found out when they clicked update and went to the page was none of their images showed up. Well, number one, the page wasn't activated and published. And number two, the images that had been dragged in hadn't been activated yet. So that was a training issue that I just had to ask, did you do A, B, and C? Oh, no, I didn't. Went in, activated all the photos, and boom, then they showed up. Yes?
So I have a three-part question. So,
Okay.
the first one is like, how far is the roadmap like planned until, and like where do you want to drive your users up to that point? Like besides publishing content, and like what's like beyond that?
Oh, three good questions. So we have 3 phases that are planned out over 2 years, essentially, if you want to say that. 18
I say
months.
4, but it's
Oh,
fine.
okay.
Oh, 4 phases or 4 years?
Do you want me to answer?
Answer that one. I think I can answer
Okay.
that one too.
The way we're doing this is, the first is to create a foundation. So the first phase is foundation. So we're going to take on 200, our homepage, our landing pages, our key assets. Those are going into the environment, and it's really doing that in terms of a solid architecture, making sure that we know this thing, it's designed well. Second phase is let's migrate then onto it. Let's get on this thing. So this is where out of the 800, we're going to take about 200 sites and push them on, the most important ones. And then the third phase is finish that migration of whatever else needs to go on there. And number 2 is start to optimize. Start to really think about how we use search, because we have the whole cloud, or marketing cloud. So what else can we start to plug into this thing and teach users how to get better metrics and so forth. And the fourth one is really where I think then we'll start targeting. And targeting is it's not something we're used to here. So this is something we're going to have to train ourselves on. And then we will definitely start to think about segments. How do we get those segments in a public web like this? And how do we use the targeting tools to take this million pieces of content and try to bubble up things that matter to people. And we'll probably start around our fundraising. So if we know people have a propensity to engage with us in certain ways, we might show them a little more aggressive fundraising campaign kind of stuff. That's a natural in our environment. If you're a student looking for admissions information, if we know that, instead of 100 links on our homepage, show you one, or so there's some things we can do to do that. A/B testing. A/B testing probably goes into the third phase. We're optimizing just using the tools out of the box more with multivariate. So that's how I would summarize our general plan, and that is around 2 to 3 year. First 3 and 2 years, and then the second one, and then right in the middle here is enterprise search. We've got to figure out if we're going to go bigger with search inside of CQ or really integrate Google tighter. I'm not sure. So that's your first question.
Right. So let me finish with this one. So 2 to 3 year plan of getting the content migrated in and looking at being able to have content targeted towards people. Well, as I've been saying, our people are mostly content people. We have lots of static information. And our current support model has been around supporting people with issues with their website. Well, one of the things that we're looking to do is to move more into a consultative role. So you have your site put into place, you have your content, you have your images. Okay, what is it that you want to be able to do with your site? So we're going to offer consultative services to help you with content. Target your content towards people, update your content. Multimedia, as I mentioned, we've got Cultura for videos. So if you have videos, putting videos, making your site a lot more multimedia-esque to draw people in and to get you to update your content and keep it refreshed. So it's not just for us, we're just taking the existing sites and just migrating all this content in there, and then it's just kind of hands-off. It's really being hands-on and offering these services to people that we haven't really had the bandwidth to offer before, move out of the help desk ticket service role, make it a self-service environment. You have the tools to be able to do what you want with your website as a web author, and we can kind of be hands-off about it. But we can work with you to build out your site and make it better and continue to do that is a big key of what we're looking to do. So along with, as Mark mentioned, kind of where we're looking to go with this roadmap is this continued consultation with people to keep their sites fresh and updated.
Is there any mobile or tablet component to this in the next 1 or 2 years?
Everything is being developed for mobile tablet as well.
We're in a responsive sense, so I think I have it out in about year 4 when we start to think about, this is academic timelines around here. In year 4, we'll start to think about how do we take all this content and start to target mobile experiences in a native way. We may do some R&D before that, but taking our news feed and creating a news app or something, or an event app, or maybe Anatomy 101 or whatever it would be. So I think we're pretty infantile in this matter. It will come. I think once we're comfortable with these tools, then we'll start to look at PhoneGap and the mobile rendering and whatever. I don't know.
All right, so building on your idea of your ambitions for building out the static brochure site and other things, how ambitious is that in the future? Are you thinking about, say, media handlers to handle different image or video sizes, assuming it doesn't go out to a third vendor or something, so you can auto-size things correctly, or APIs, or do you plan on publishing data or using the tool to support a MOOC or something through API? And how far do you want to take this? I mean, you have a lot of features in CQ5 you use, and it seems like you're starting at a really good place, but it's a foundation up to what?
Well, I mean, we had kind of this conversation before we showed up over here, and watching one of Adobe's promotional videos for sales and targeting content. And we looked at that and it was like, oh wow, that's great. That's something that we want to be able to do, is target content, as Mark said, to fundraisers and things of that nature. But that's something that we also have to think about and look at what it is that our community wants to do. From the standpoint of, we've got to think about it before we get there, rather than kind of give them everything within the bucket. And I'll use SharePoint as an example. SharePoint Enterprise, people want everything turned on in a SharePoint environment. They don't use half of what's there, but it's turned on. So what we want to do is a very progress, release, and think about what it is that we're going to implement. Because if it's not going to meet a business need, then we're not going to do it. We've got to think about it.
So maybe I should have asked the question, what is your community asking for beyond static sites? Are they asking for blogs or forums? Or?
We've got blogs, we've got forums, video media is a big one with what we just implemented. So we've consolidated all of our videos into one repository.
Are they asking for calendar and scheduling kind of things?
Yeah,
we've got all
social
that.
and social, and I think they want social. They want to build communities. They want some closed sites. I think it remains to be seen whether we use it for any kinds of like MOOCs, because we have all these educational systems that we use already. I think it's more about how do we create windows into those and repurpose the content where it makes sense, more than transferring out of, say, a classroom-oriented tool set and moving that into this. We don't anticipate using this as an intranet, as much as it's promoted from portlets and stuff. We don't, by the time we get to this, we don't think that the corporate intranet is really the model for collaboration. We think that there's something beyond this. I could see us maybe creating aggregations of some of those doc share, video collaboration, and other things that are out there in the cloud. I'm not, I think this is a classic case in academics where we're giving a good tool to smart people and we'll figure it out. We can see a couple years in advance, but I can't predict kind of where it's going. In some senses, I think this, we'll watch how Day/Adobe takes it and where it goes.
A follow-up on his, were you planning to use